So if you spam that, you're probably gonna stop people from coming in here if you just spam the if you're spamming like that, you just spam welcome, or is it on multiple pages you put welcome? Is it on different pages that you put welcome? It's all on one page? Wow. It's crazy work.
See what you're doing, Maggie, and I can't get behind it. See what you're doing, Maggie, and I can't get behind it. You hate with your whole chest, baby, you remind me of a little green man looking like slime. So mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me, they love me. We wanna vibe with love is love. And all you haters get left in the dust. So mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Now you're telling me to mind my business. When you started your channel to talk about other women, you love to throw a stone and then run and hide. Like it or not, you live your life online. And if I were you, I would wanna die. Cause it must be hard to have such a sad life. But that's not my business, so I'm moving on. And I know the one thing that you hate the most. We wanna vibe with love is love. And all you haters get left in the dust. So mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. This song's for you too, down it. We see what you're doing and we can't get behind it.
That's what. Hey, RC, I keep saying the same thing, man. They play in your head even when you're not listening to them.
Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me, they love me. We wanna vibe with love is love.
Hopefully, we could put a CD together from the Discord DJs and everybody can be a part of this. I like it like that anyway, like where we all just contribute, and if we put an album together, we can support ourselves. Cause I like the songs. Grand Rising, got it. Grand Rising, love is love. Namaste, Ashe, salutations, salam, peace.
We've been journeying in the wrong direction this whole time. We've been journeying outside of ourselves.
Hey, we're gonna put an album together. Why? I promise you I'm gonna put an album in a
long time on here, pushing out knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Maybe this is the year right here. Energy. Go within. There's something inside of us.
We gotta do better collectively,
Right? Energy. Go within. There's something inside of us.
We gotta do better collectively,
Energy. First stage is realizing that you are. That's the first step. Confront yourself. Realizing that you are. Energy. It's been a long time on here, pushing out knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. They can't put negative notions on us. Think about it. Great things is happening, whether they want to believe it or not. Maybe this is the year right here. This is the year for it right here. Right? Energy. Go within. There's something inside of us.
We gotta do better collectively,
And it's like believe
living inside of it. We got to do better collectively, you know. One's image of oneself should be greater than reality. Don't let nobody tell you that you ain't great, because you are.
Rough to wise.
Energy.
Atlas holding us down while keeping us high. With the law of one, we reach for the sky. His arms so strong, the weight won't break. With every step, he helps us away. Move as one, moving in love. Move as one, moving in love.
So we got a lot of great things happening. We got a lot of great things happening. Love is love, everybody. I promise you, we got a lot of beautiful things happening.
Move as one, moving in love.
Walk with us. Take this ride.
Atlas eyes on the prize, and it's crystal clear. Now we realize what brought us here. His heart of gold, it lights our way. He paid the toll for a brighter day. Move as one, moving in love. Move as one, moving in love. Move as one, moving in love. Move as one, moving in love.
For real? Gotta do what's up.
Reach for his hands, the stars align. Time bends softly, no dividing line. Together we rise, no walls, no end. Atlas leads us where the broken mend. Move as one, moving in love, moving in love. Move as one, moving in love, moving in love. Move as one, moving in love, moving in love. Move as one, moving in love.
Hey, man, I hope everybody is doing great, feeling great, right? Today just feels like a beautiful day. It feels like some things have shifted around in the atmosphere, right? Shout out to the sister wives always coming through with new music, different stuff in the Discord. Level of activity in the Discord is lovely, right? We're going to try to compose an album. What we're going to do is we're going to, just make the CDs ourselves pretty much and sell them ourselves, right? I feel like we got enough people liking the vibe, liking the music. So if we just, they could they do like 100 copies or 200 copies. Maybe we'll start off with like 250 copies, and we'll see if we can just sell 250 copies. However you want to go about this, it's really about just getting out there, right? Selling the brand. A lot of people are not buying the item, they're buying the brand that is behind it, right? So all we got to do is support our brand, right? Which is us, Discord DJs, sister wives. We can make a couple of albums, and it can happen fast. In 2 weeks, we can have 3 albums out, selling them $6 a piece, $9 a piece, something like that. We can do a meditation album where, it's my voice and a bunch of different meditation tunes in the background. And then we can have the soft mix where it's like just all the Atlas family soft stuff. and then we can have our beef album, where we put all the different beef songs on there. Um, I think we can do it. In fact, I know we can do it. Right. The store is, productive. We're going to have another giveaway soon after everybody settles and, trips are in and videos are going out. I got a couple of videos that I'm going to put out, from moving around. Uh, because how everything is, we're holding off on, well, I know I'm holding off on putting out certain videos. She Paint's holding off on putting out certain videos due to protective measures. Want to make sure everybody is safe, even though we are sharing our journeys here. We want to make sure everybody's safe around it. We know it just seems like these people are not playing fair. And this comes to the, conversation at hand. We're going to have a big story time today and just uncover everything that's been going on and how deep it actually goes. Okay. Uh, Surprisingly, I haven't seen the knot. We got to do a missing. We got to put out a APB or a missing person. We probably gonna have to do a missing person live later on because nobody could find him. So we're gonna have to definitely do a missing person live later on. It's been 7 days, so I think that's well enough time for us to put out a YouTube missing person. You know what I mean? Um, However you want to look at it. But, neither here nor there, he's got his karma to deal with that has nothing to do with us. And, at this present time under the Aquarius sky, I'm in the notion of figuring out like, for the people who got karma coming their way, you can't do nothing about that. Your karma is going to hit you, right? You can push as many people in the way as possible when it comes to your karma, but that karma is going to hit you. And even on certain variations of measures when it comes to this, like the reason why I say, Jaguar might be right is because think about everything that's going on around her. Yes, she is a disturbed mind, right? But what if there was still certain measures that was being played around her, right? For certain variations of imagery, for certain variations of this, right? They did a off-world DNA on her, right? On her and Big Homie CC. Now, of course, for the people that know, we read the fine lining and we know that this wasn't a real DNA test, right? They basically said it was for entertainment purposes, right? It wasn't a real DNA test. So they did a spiritual DNA test on her, right? To determine the Lumerian, Atlantean, Sumerian, Lumerian, and all of these different Lyran bloodlines, or not bloodlines, but energy lines, however you want to look at it. And they were telling her that she had this stuff. And, for a while back in December, she was going with it. Marina Brockovich, I know you was trying to, contact me last night or, get inside my head last night. And this was like on November 5th, 14th. This was December 14th, right? The reason why I remember this because December 13th was a Friday. It was Friday the 13th, right? It was also the night that people conjured a lot of things into the ether, right? Jaguar was one of those conjurers in the ether. This is why she did that whole Bath live where she was there for 3 hours, where she asked Odell if he wanted to join, and he was like, no, aren't you bleeding? And he was like, yeah, y'all remember it was December 13th. Okay. This happened December 13th. She put a lot of energies in the air. She told the Trevor Green story. She said Trevor Green was going to show up on people's yard, with them rude boys and the machetes. And she also said that, America is going ahead, going down, this is Armageddon, so on and so forth. She said we just need to give it up. She said we ain't got no, fine. She was saying a lot of stuff as she took that salt bath, And maybe somebody else told her that that was a cleansing process and she had to do it, but maybe she didn't know that by doing so she was, the electrons in her body, or salts that was missing out her body, however you want to look at it, was putting stuff in her ether around her, right? And maybe this is the manipulation that people play outside of, those who are, intellectual, or however you want to play with it, right? Now, everybody, has certain variations and levels of intelligence, that. So we can't say that maybe it's, something of that nature, right? Where we're talking about, some level of intelligence, right? Because what we're talking about is manipulation, coercion, right? That you see a lot of this stuff going on, but you don't want to really like say anything because you're not really sure. A lot of times we are blinded by it because we don't want to speak up, when we should. We change up, feelings and emotions is a mother sucker, right? But in this situation, now let's go deep a little bit, right? We know that our online affairs are being watched at a higher level than what we would say, right? Because it seems like people stop watching TV. People stopped watching TV and started just watching short films online. Everybody is looking at their phone, everybody is scrolling one app or another, one platform or another. This is, one of the reasons why our own government said that TikTok was a problem, right? One's in the chat. One's in the chat. Am I right? Didn't they say TikTok was a problem because the message that it was putting out, it seemed like a negative message for America, but a positive message for all the other countries. And, correct me if I'm wrong, that was the reason why, our government was trying to combat, even certain YouTubers was like, yeah, TikTok is doing this stuff, because it was a outside party, right? But really, you can't look at something such as TikTok and say, because TikTok was created, this is what. No, you got to look at the people, right? The people that's involved, the people that's on there, right? It seems like a heavy wave of people that's manipulating feelings and emotions in a low vibrational way and getting paid for it. Right. Even with the whole NPC thinging on TikTok and everything that's going on. And don't worry, we aim to go over there and change the vibration over there too. I got a nice team over there now, with the Atlas agency and everything. We're going to start doing lives over there and start changing the vibrational frequency over there through certain levels of conversation of knowledge. The real way to change the vibrational frequency is to conjure with people in a knowledgeable way. So you get their brain going, right? You start, sparking things in their mind that makes them want to have that creative spirit, kind of like we do in the Discord, or kind of like we do, however we doing it over here. We're really just being us, but other people think that we are manipulating. I ran across a post where they said that we were creating a cult over here. And it's funny because all the cults that we are already running across on YouTube, they're worried about a cult that's pushing out love. I think we need to refocus, or regain what it is that we're looking at. Even if we was a cult, like, we're operating in love, but we're not. We're far from it, because everyone has the right to think what they want to think over here. We just know that, we still are one, right? Even though we all think how we want to think over here, we're still one. So however you want to look at it, and it makes sense, because if you're going to project what it is that they're projecting, then they have to project what it is that they're doing, right? You're running across a lot of narcissistic people who created groups around themselves that support their narcissistic behaviors, right? Now, I ran across this many a times, and I'm going to bring that to light as we move forward on this journey. We're going to go over to TikTok and build over on TikTok, and I want to help a couple of you guys build over on TikTok. Also, TikTok provides a lot of avenues if you use it the right way, right? You don't have to use TikTok to sit there and tear each other down, so on and so forth. They have clothes that you can, they literally send them out for free. You can, just do a video in them and then put them in your shop. You get a certain percentage off of that. As long as you're keeping the algorithm going, keeping people tapping the screen, trying to get your likes up, doing small gift goals like, 100 roses, or, and just changing your gift goals up. There's different ways, and we'll go over that for the people who wants to learn that. So we're not going to get into that right now, right? I say we can use technology for our advantage as far as multiplying in love, right? I mean, the negative vibrational frequencies have already used this the way that they wanted to, because they multiplied in low vibrational things, right? Jealous energy found more jealous energy, envious energy found more envious energy, right? Hateful energy. And this is what the biblical text meant when it said that evil will begot evil, wicked will begot wicked. I don't know how they put it in your book, but you're watching this right now, right? This is called the time of the collective. This is what they call, the casting of one's lot, right? So our waters are rising right now. Our waters are rising right now, and everybody's casting their lot with who they're going to, you know, sit with during this time. What vibration are you going to be in? I would like to be in a loving vibration with knowledge and wisdom and a grand level of understanding, so we can overcome some of the things that has been placed in place, times that people was not here. All these people that's involved in whatever you think that's going on, they wasn't here when this stuff was put in place, so they can't even really tell you. They giving you speculations, and based off those speculations, we are creating a society or a world what that we live in, right? The reason why lust, greed, gluttony is so high is because they're selling it. How did Haktua be get a how did the Haktua girl get a face before we even know the face of God? How did Haktua get a face? Huh? Somebody explain that to me. Hawk 2 got a face? They giving a lot of faces, to a lot of different names, but they ain't giving us the faces to names that we want, that's going to inspire greatness, you know? You can get famous for saying what you can do to a penis faster than you can get famous for saying what you can do for the brain. Think about that. I think we praising the wrong stuff. We're not praising intelligence. We're not praising intellect. We're not praising a sound body and mind. You know, we got to elevate what we focus on. They're going to sell us whatever it is that we're focused on, but you have to elevate what it is that you're focused on, so that way we can get to that. And we have to do it collectively. So it has to spread, right? Love has to spread. Unity has to spread. The ability to, understand someone else and take in how they perceive this world, in a grander expectation of it, that has to spread, right? All the things that we're doing right now is a manipulation of something that literally has nothing to do with us. And the reason why I say it has nothing to do with us is because, think about it like you just being a vessel, and then different energies rising inside of you at different periods of time. Think about it. We all have perceived some level of sadness. Did you choose to go into that level of sadness? No. Did you want to be in that level of sadness? No. But did it become you? Yes, for a period of time. And you had to fight it off. Pain became you for a period of time. Once you accept that all of this stuff became you at a period of time, you can accept that all this stuff exists inside of you. And if you can accept that all of this stuff exists inside of you, then you can start noticing, how to, correct it, change it. First, you have to admit that these different energies exist inside of you. Then you have to fight with inside yourself to push them out, push them to the side. But you're going to, as you do so, you're going to experience things in reality, right? People are going to come to you in reality, that is of that notion, because that's how it is. A reflection of oneself will always lead back to oneself. Yo, when did he do this? Hold on. Let me see. Move. Right. Yo, he literally went on there after he found out all the things that, yo, this dude is a copycat. Do you hear me? This dude is a copycat. He literally watched the video that we did about Wolf, and then he went and created these same fraudulent accounts on IBM, and that's sad, bro. You is sad. You falling off, bro. Now you want to make it seem like you a actor, a writer, and a producer. Um, yeah, absolutely. You can't hide from yourself. The things that are being revealed to us is inevitable. It's inevitable. So you're fighting these things inside yourself, and your physical reality is the expression of how you're going about the fight, right? So really, the reason why we're all running across narcissistic energies is because we're fighting something inside of ourselves, right? The ability to be great, to want to look at ourselves greater, right? So we're running across all of these personas that perceive their self to be in a godlike mindset because we're inside of ourself. The God within inside of us is challenging us, right? So the God inside of us is challenging us, and the result on the outside is running into narcissistic personas. One's in the chat if that makes sense. So if you add all that up and everything that's taking place, you know, with the political party and everything, y'all see the videos circulating of that argument that took place on CNN. I'll pull it up real quick. I'll pull it up real quick on TikTok so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Oh, um, hold on. All right. So if y'all recall, this happened yesterday, right? And the reason why I'm bringing this up because of the depths behind it, right? There was a time where it seemed like they let a lot of like immigrants into our country, and it seemed like a lot of like we didn't know what they were coming in for. People were saying they were just staying in hotels, just eating stuff, you know, so on and so forth. Like it was confusing. People were like, what the hell? Why are we letting in all these? But if you add it all together and you look at the amount of stuff that's taking place with, you know, streamers, social media, you know, then you might be able to put some things together, right? It seems like there's a lot of different variations or types of gang stalking going. It's messing up again. It's messing up. SteamYard acting up again. All right. It keeps buffering.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. This is a president who
Connection is
continues to twist the
unstable.
Constitution to adapt to
If you're
whatever
on
his vision
Wi-Fi,
is, to
try
the point of
plugging
the
in your
2-year-olds
router.
being deported without due process and American.
That the child, 2-year-old child, was just deported.
Him to go, and the only access he had to his daughter was listening to justify that this reality is
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? All right, yeah, we probably gonna have to try to find where y'all. How far is y'all router box? Is the box in the living room? Yeah. Okay, I see it. All right, yeah, I might have to go out and buy a cord. I might have to go out and buy a cord to run it straight to the box because for some reason we keep getting kicked off or it's just connection bad. Yeah, so I just want people to really think about like everything that's taking place right now, like what's actually taking place, right? We seem to have a lot of people on social media spreading different variations of information. I mean, let's look at Jaguar, she's exposing a lot of stuff that's going on in the music industry. And they might be saying that so many people are paying attention to her that it is reshaping reality, right? And because so many people are paying attention to her and she's reshaping reality with the intentions of the multitude that's paying attention to her, then she has to be, made discreditable or, so on and so forth. Now, she's going about it because she's in her ego, her arrogance, her pride, right? So she's going about it in a carnal mindset, right? But on a higher level of intellect, you can see the variation of manipulation that could be taking place around her, right? Because she could be altering our reality, right? Not knowing she could be altering our reality, right? And by her having an indifference mindset as far as painting Atwoods to be an image of whatever, right? There's a lot of different things. Look at the Ronnie Bo situation, right? Ronnie Bo, they did that whole thing around him. He came out, he said people were playing in his life, saying that they had seen him going into a store or, saying that they watched him buy, this item from the store or that item from the store, right? He said he was getting a lot of emails, saying, threats, CIA agents, allegedly CIA agents, right? So there was a lot of things that was, playing around that whole situation, right? And if you look up, gang stalking, cyber stalking, this is that form of it, right? There's people in America who are making it seem like they're not in America according to their social media, and then they're playing this whole manipulative game, right? You got Michael or whoever that is, Shane, and he had a Cash App, but he say he not in America, right? And he's a part of the Atwoods network. He puts together the entertainment part of it, right? So there's a lot of different things that's taking place right now that we can say that we see the manipulation taking place, right? There's a lot of outside countries that are involved in streaming and social media manipulation as far as rewriting the history and painting an image out, right? So we can say that in some form, way, or fashion that the image of this world is being repainted, right? History is not only rewriting itself, but it is like erasing and overriding itself, right? And what we're doing is like we're watching this take place, but we're also looking at it from different perspectives, points of views, or acknowledging it from different perspectives or points of views. And everybody is seeing through their feelings and emotions. So because you're trapped in feelings and emotions, which could be an addiction, right? What if before there were uh drugs, man-made drugs, right? What if there were feelings and emotions that was considered to be drugs or power, right? Anger, right? One can fester in anger so much they think that it's feeding them, right? One can fester in rage so much that they think that they need it, right? Somebody can be in depression for so long that it becomes them, right? So we watching different variations of manipulation when it comes to whatever nation that we think we're facing. And we can sit here and, perceive it however we want to perceive it, but a shift is taking place, a change is happening, something different is going on, and everybody feels it from time to time. And then you watch a little bit of normal come back, and then you feel it again, and then you watch a little bit of normal come back, you know. What was it, a pope that passed on 420, right? We got a lot of stuff going on. Are we still live right now? I don't see the chat moving. Am I saying some deep stuff? Did y'all stop talking? What's going on? Why is the chat still? Are we still here? Can y'all hear me? One's in the chat. One's in the chat. Are we still live? The hell? It's like they just stopped. It's like, did I say something too deep? What'd I say? What'd I say? So in a sense, we could possibly say that maybe Jaguar might be right about certain variations of things. Maybe she uncovered the depths of something, right? If you go back and you look at what XX Tentacion was talking about, he said on the beach, he said, I sold my soul to Satan so I could find out the frequency of the brain. That's what he said. He said that. He said, I sold my soul so I could find out the frequency of the brain. Right? And Jaguar Wright has spoke about this on various occasions about how they manipulate the frequencies. Kanye West has spoke about this on various occasions when he came out with that 808 and Heartless, right? Right after his mom passed, right? He said that they sacrificed his mom and so on and so forth, right? Misha Fuller literally said that, some in some ways, that she remembers seeing Jaguar, drinking this or that with Jay-Z, so on and so forth, right? We don't know what twist or tell might hold truth. We don't know which one might hold a different variation of truth or whatever, right? So that right there says something, right? And right now, like when you listening to all these people, maybe times and dates, the mind is a terrible thing to waste when you have to deal with different variations of suppressing this or being unsteady with this. And like they said, if you I just want y'all to put everything together. I need y'all to put everything together, right? Will Smith assistant of 25 years said this is how they operate. They, offer you a job in their house, right? And then they make you go into their purse so they can have you on video going into their purse, right? They tell you that you got to put yourself in a mental hospital for however long so that way they can, know that you are stable, right? But all in all, they're taking evidence of saying that you're in a mental hospital to prove that you're not in your right state of mind, right? A video of you going into their pocketbook or purse so they can say you stole something, right? Or possibly unalive you, right? And now you look at what took place 2 days ago when that guy just revealed that his girlfriend's parents was plotting on him and said, give him a job in the house. And then when we go up to the mountains, you know what we'll do after that, right? And she already told him her previous boyfriend ended up getting life in jail because of her dad and for something that he didn't do, right? So we're watching this shit take place. We're literally watching different variations of fuckery in our history, right? You go back to the study of syphilis when they gave all those black people STDs and stuff just to see how their body will respond to it, right? You go back to when they used to feed black babies to crocodiles, right? All of this stuff is taking place, and you have to ask yourself why. Why? Why is it so set in our mind to be okay with getting treated any old type of way? Why we as a group ourselves are used to it. They see one, if we see one of our own getting treated better, we'll tear them down. Why? We have become, it's like we're creatures of habit, and someone created this habit. How do we stop it? How do we stop tearing each other down when we see each other rising? How? Because we're watching different variations of it, and it has to do something with pride and ego. Because I looked at the history, and they used to call us stiff neck, and they didn't call us stiff neck because we walked around with our necks all stiff. They called us stiff necks because of our arrogance, our ego, our pride, our unwillingness to open our mind and learn and relearn. And we're doing it all again. Only now we're doing it with ignorance and arrogance. It's the saddest shit ever to watch collectively. When you're in a collective mind and you're watching your collective carry themselves in such a low way, you're like, damn, stand up, think better of yourself, think highly of yourself. No, even though you're one person, you can change. Great things can happen out of one person. Have we not learned that already? So if great things can happen out of one person, what can we do together? Christ himself said all things we can do. Or he said all things he can do, we can do and more. But one has to strip the ego and the pride in order to get to that more place, right? A lot of people are not in that more state of mind. You know why? Because they're selfish, right? The greatest thing you can do is be a service to others. That's when it comes to operating, right? And you can have anything down here you want as long as it don't harm nobody else. You can do anything down here you want as long as it don't get in the way of nobody else, right? Life is what you make it, but what are you making it? Are you making it a fight with somebody else? Are you making it a problem with somebody else? Right? You got to have certain levels of self-awareness. One can be great, but one has to perceive it in their mind first. A lot of people don't perceive greatness in their mind first. A lot of people are stuck on a 5 heartbeat type mindset. One of the parts of 5 heartbeats, when Eddie went to his dad and his dad looked at him and he said, you ain't gonna be shit because I ain't shit. That shit hit me something different when he said that to him. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a father telling you that it is in your blood to not be shit? That's deep. Knowing this is the blood that you came from, knowing that's the man that made you, and he tell you, you ain't gonna be shit because I ain't shit. Where's your fight? I watched a lot of people become their parents trying not to become their parents. I almost watched myself become my parents trying not to become my parents. Where do it stop? All these people on the YouTube faking like they want solutions, but they're putting you in indifference with each other. All these people faking like they want, to come up with why? Why can't we experience a summer of change? This the summer to do it. Why can't we have a summer of change? So that's why I'm going, that's why I'm moving the way I'm moving now. Because I feel like we need to show by example a summer of change type of example. That's why I jumped in the car. I said, you know what? Gotta do it. Right? Gotta do it. You see, the location is different. I don't like exposing people's private life because, I'm at my sister's house though. But look, you see, the location is different. The location is completely different. Set up at my sister's crib, threw everything in the car. Let's go. It's the summer of change right here. If I don't come out of this, I know I'm going to come out a better person, but how many people can I change in the process? And a lot of y'all going to say, he a sellout or something like that if I didn't go back and help family first, right? If I didn't go back and help family first or try to help my family first, y'all would have been like, oh, he sold his family out. Yeah, he doing great, but look, he sold his family out, right? So that's where I'm going to come back to. And my little sister always I always, if anybody going to pull me back into this family of mine, it'll be her, right? So I give her credit for, all the energy that comes with her. Plus her and my mom share the same birthday and they got the same name. And, it just makes it that much more greater because they got the same energy. They share the same birthday, got the same name. She got pictures all around. But that's neither here nor there. But, we in motion. I know a lot of people on here are faking about their life, faking about what they're doing, right? We need to find this person. Where is he at? The most, he talks shit. He stalk people's phones, call people on the back end, right? You know what I'm saying? Where is he at? But I will,
but you never commit. Sniffing that powder, trying to boost your flame, but your brain glitching, lost in the game. Push it out for me, that line is old. Fake flexing diamonds, but your jewelry's cold. Mean for no reason with a grin full of spite, but you fold when it's real, never stand in the light. Low budget actor, can't land a part. Wig on crooked, no soul in your art. Fake tough, fake deep, fake views you chase. You a walking L with powder on your face. No nuts got charges, you wildin' again. Fake lawyer talking, but can't even pretend. Picked on a queen cause she cut off the cash. Now he crying in DMs looking real trash. Push it out for me, nah, push that plea. You a fraud with a script, no law degree. Big threats, no spine, just powder and cap. You a whole case file in a diss rap track. Got caught capping, mask slid off. You scream lawsuits, but your bluff too soft. Google law head, fake docs in hand. Can't spell your name, but wanna take a stand. Crying to fans, begging for bills, but threaten women got zero chill. Acting like you run the scene, but shiver when it's heat like a dope fiend. Trying to flex woke, say
where's you at?
one,
It's
but
been
you're dark
7
in the
days,
heart
my
and
boy.
dumb in the sun. Wigs stay
Where's
on
you
loop,
at?
days. Say you chosen, boy, you
We
lost
not
in
letting
days.
up.
Ain't it like
No pity over here. We not pitying y'all no more. We is not pitying y'all no more. Fuck it. It is what it is. We Atlas family over here. Whoever want problems with us, all you gotta do is freeze company that shit. Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you.
Go fund me for a dream you won't chase. Scamming with catchphrases, stealing the base. Fake nose, fake teeth, lies in your grin. You ain't built to win, you just built for sin. SSI checks, but you flex online. Playing
He
like
don't got no content anyway. That's probably why he ain't been live, because he don't got no content. So he need us to talk about him so he can make content. So he can be like, I heard you said something about me. I can't even go on vacation without somebody mentioning.
Hating your kind, black man bashing black women online. You harass, you threaten, you live for the shame. But karma don't miss and is calling your name.
And you know, come on, when you know him, he need the internet to make money. We ain't seen him on here. He need to make these dollars. He need to make money. Something ain't right. What's going on? Probably got drunk, got into a fight or something. Went to jail. Some karma hit his ass. Guaranteed karma hit his ass over these 7 days. He ain't gonna say it, but karma hit his ass over these 7 days. Watch. Wait till he come back. There's a story behind it. Oh, I got into an accident. I was in the hospital. I was sick as a dog. I was throwing up. I got alcohol poisoning. Somebody gave me some bad crack. It's going to be a story behind it. For sure, for sure. But in the meantime, in between time, we still going to keep doing what we do because we winning. You know what I'm saying? We winning. It's up and it's stuck. You gave us all of that, you know, nasty shit in the eyes. So now do the same thing. In the public eyes, do the same thing. And we don't want nothing. We want that public apology. That's what we want. We don't want that back end shit talking about you was looking for peace and you was wishing the same thing on us that you wanted for yourself. No, you gave us hell. So now you want us to order you heaven after you gave us hell? Hell no. No. You do the same shit in the public that you did in the dark. I don't want to talk to you. Don't message my phone. None of that shit. Talk to me right out in the open on a panel, just like you disrespected me on a panel with the lies and shit. Talking about I'm with a 600-pound chick, all of that weird ass shit because you wanted my dick. Almost turned up for a second. Woo-sa. Woo-sa. Goose Fraba. Goose Fraba. Yeah, you know, we listen, man. It's up. Like we EA Sports right now. You feel me? We EA Sports. And listen, I just want to let every, you know, feminine man out there know, as a masculine man, I have no problem with no LGBTIQA. I have no problem with no, you know, body or what they're doing with their body or anything like that. This is not about that, right? Now, what these people like to do is they like to hide behind different communities, right? You watch the spy from the Discord. She hid behind the Christian community, right? You watch Selma. She hid behind the Muslim community, right? You watch Jaguar. She hide behind every community, right? You watch the Knot. He hides behind the you know, bisexual and the gay community as he slander those same communities, right? You're watching these shapeshifters, these identity thieves, these opportunities. I mean, this man hid in the eggs community just to get a damn house, just to live somewhere. Think about that. Whether he got it or don't got it, he hid in their community for housing. Stop playing. Shut up. These people is not right. Ain't no way these people is right. You can't tell me, convince me, or make me believe these people is right. Okay. But look, we do got a lot of great things happening. A lot of new stuff has been put in the shop. Make sure y'all go check that out. A lot of new stuff been put in the shop. Okay. please go check it out. Even if you don't buy nothing, just give it the flow of going to look at it. Okay. Even if you don't buy nothing, just put your thoughts on buying something. You know what I mean? Make me believe I had a chance. You know what I'm saying? Make us believe. That's what we want. That's all we want. Over here at the Atlas House, we just want to believe we got a chance. You know what I'm saying? We just want to believe we got a chance. And we are in motion. So please, if you can donate, if you can send a cash app, it'd be greatly appreciated. We are in motion. I'm set up at my sister's house. So that way I'm in the middle, like we're in North Carolina. So that way I'm in the middle. I can take care of stuff in that direction and the other direction. So we're in great we're in a great place right now as far as being able to get places, and we got the car, we driving, right? It's summertime. Listen, it's summertime. Seven got 19 days of school left, right? Both my sons graduate this year, right? We on the move. Do you hear me? We on the Discord, dick slinging I'm joking. It's the Discord dick slinging frontier. Nah, I'm joking. But they gonna say anything anyway, so it don't even matter. They gonna make up anything anyway, so I don't think it matters what we say. And I don't think it matters how honest we are or anything. We already open. We already honest about everything. You know what I mean? And they're still making shit up. So I don't know how open you can be with these people. Like I showed y'all my kids. I showed y'all that we were on the move. Like y'all had seen me in 3 different locations, from my house in South Carolina to Seven's mom's house when I took him up there, and now I'm at my sister's house. So y'all literally see me moving and see me operating in real time. Not these people on here, they sitting here, lying to you for imagery, for an ideal image, right? I'm literally showing y'all like physical motion, but I still have to also keep the people involved safe. I don't want to put them on camera unless they choose to. Once they say that they want to be on camera, or once they say they want to come into the folds, then yeah, you'll hear from them and you'll hear conversations from them as far as family members go, right? I know a lot, the internet is undefeated, and my family know the internet is undefeated, right? So they're prepared for the bullshit questions, right? I've been honest about my life, from my 8 different group homes, to 3 different foster homes, however you want to look at it, even my whole spiritual journey on TikTok, even running into these scammers and exposing them. I've been honest about everything I've been doing, as far as, this level of openness goes, right? I've been an open book. And we also have great ideas coming. I got a lot of people that want to work with me. Some people got farms and some people got land that they want to bring people out to and help them. So we're making contact with these people so that way we can have the places to send people, right? If we have the places to send these people, then as we're coming across people, we can say, hey, what area are you in? Oh, okay. All right. You're close to this place. I'm a pass your information along to them. They'll be looking for you to stop by. And then, because we got to build these communities. We got to build these, smaller communities, of greatness. We got to. It's inevitable. Okay. Even the elites are doing it. The elites are building 15-minute cities, right? Some of the greats are building stream houses, right? Houston has a bunch of stream houses down there where people are living together and streaming out the house and helping pay the bills, so on and so forth, right? We can put together this, right? When you're talking about farming, you don't have to just farm fruits and vegetables. Some of us have the tendency to grow inside of people's spirits, right? So you're farming inside the multitude, right? I'm a farmer. I'm planting seeds inside the minds of people around me, inside the minds of people gathering to me. You might not look at it like that, but that's how I see it, right? We're better together. So yeah, look, check out the Atlas store. We got more socks up there. Get you a pack, get you a little, put your little package together. I'm gonna try to see if we can do like a deal on some of this stuff. I don't know. Get you some socks. Um, and like I said, my sister, she's doing like her and my cousin are going to start doing like the croquet and stuff, making shirts and stuff. She's got some decorations around the house that she's going to do. She said she got to get in touch with Soul of Atlas so she can show her how to do some other stuff. Make sure y'all go to the listen. I y'all get over there. Y'all get over there. We got great things happening. When She Paints come back, I don't know if she want to start an art class in a Discord or maybe start doing it from YouTube. Maybe she can open her page back up and come back in and start going live and stuff like that when she get back into the States or however it works. I just know for sure that we are better together, right? And we're going to start helping people grow on TikTok. So we're going to show people how TikTok work and helping people grow on TikTok. I got a couple of people that's going to help us do this, and we're going to grow and push forward in all of these different um, areas. It's going to turn out great. So we're going to get the Discord DJ going. We're going to put CDs out to sell from the music. We're going to get a group of people that's going to put the cartoons together. We'll get somebody in charge of all of that. We're just going to push different levels of things. If we throw out different variations of positivity and unity, something's going to stick. Something's going to stick. The same way they throwing out all that negative to see if it sticks. Let's just do the same thing with positivity, right? We could do the same thing with positivity and love. And, hey, if we throw enough positivity out there, something sticks, right? Um, so, and this goes into what a lot of people are talking about now. They're giving us different levels of some form of disclosure, right? And it just so happens it's in the form of reincarnation, how the reincarnation process works, right? How we grow into these two different forms, right? These are two different energies of oneself, right? When you're moving into two different energies, two different forms, spiritual, uh, so yeah, so we got a bunch of great things happening. Even if you just purchase a pair of socks, I know a lot of y'all are, and y'all don't believe, y'all always question when people come at y'all with good deeds and good qualities and good merits, y'all question the hell out of that. But when people come at y'all with trickery, effery, y'all won't question none of that stuff. Y'all don't question that low vibrational stuff, but y'all question the higher vibrational stuff. um when people are operating in higher vibrations, right? And that to me right there leads to a question within itself. Why are we so willing to accept negative behavior, but we're not willing to accept positive behavior? And it seems to me like we're rewarding negative behavior more than positive behavior. I watched somebody cheer on a bad mouth kid. They were like, yeah, that's my type of kid right there, a kid after my own heart. Yeah. I was like, what the hell? We is praising low vibrational shit. We praising a kid not having respect for elders and cursing out elder people. We praising this low, and literally, like, we are creating a world like this now, where sarcasm and smart mouth and all of this stuff has become the wave now. I don't think people flirting the same anymore. I think people flirting like, yo, twin, what's good, twin? Hey, why you wearing them ugly ass shoes? If you was with me, I could have did you better than that, twin. And like, I think people are just like, for real, like, this world is messed up. This world is ass backwards. As soon as I seen, people in relationships calling each other bro, I was like, oh yeah, it's fucked up. Like, I seen older people doing it. I seen people older than me, talking about bro and twin. And I'm like, what? Like, yo, these people older than me. I seen a 58-year-old man still sagging his pants. Said, damn, all these years he still ain't realized belts exist. I can understand you being a kid and being, ignorant minded about stuff like, man, I don't wear no belt, you know. But as you get older, you start realizing you can move better if you just put a belt on. You know what I mean? You realize that you don't got to keep on. You realize how much time you spend pulling up your pants or holding up your pants, right? And you realize if an altercation break out, you're gonna have to worry about pulling up your pants more than you worrying about getting at somebody, right? So you realize how much of a hazard it can be sagging your pants. But if somebody with a mind that's supposed to be developing doesn't realize how much sagging their pants is a hazard, can you imagine how much shit in real life they ignored or played ignorantly mindful to? You know what I mean? And that's why I say, like, you got to look at people. Like, some people are so set in their ways and so stuck in the mindset, because we are creatures of habit. So you got to realize, like, not everybody's going to have an open mind to this level of love, to this level of, energy. Now, there are 8 rules of reincarnation, right? 8 rules of reincarnation. One, humans are almost always reborn as humans. You hear that? Almost always reborn as humans, right? Two, a birthmark can signify injuries or means of death from a prior life, right? When people with strong will die suddenly, they may become ghosts. Uh, all our good and bad karma enters our new body with our soul. This is why P. Diddy said in his NDAs, you can't talk about him 20 years after he's gone, right? Because if he is to reincarnate, that karma comes with him, right? So if people speaking his karma into the atmosphere, he's going to have to deal with the guilt from that. So he's going to have to take that karma with him. Everybody is ducking different variations of cosmic karma right now. Even with social media, they're even with us, all of the light beings that's out here looking to try to change, looking to do better. And a light being doesn't mean that it has something to do with recognizing that there's something around you, right? A ether around you, a light body that it's around you, right? That's when you're operating in a different state of mind. You're operating in a light state of being, right? Now, they know this and they manipulate this, and this is why you can't talk about him for 20 years after he's gone, is because if he reincarnate, he don't want to come back and have to deal with that karma energy or that bad, that he done did down here, right? This is how they escape cosmic karma, right? And it say doing good karma does not vindicate bad karma. So here's it, like, you can't do good karma and say it cleans up your bad karma, right? You still gonna have to deal with that bad karma, right? This is where the shifting of blame comes in. This is why they find somebody else to paint out to be what it is that they are, right? So this is why you'll have certain people fighting underage dating or this, that, and the third, is because this is something that they're fighting. So they create a physical fight outside their self to deal with what fight is going on, right? We all know aging, we're getting older, so on and so forth. You're looking at all these older men, younger women conversations. You're looking at all these older women, younger men, like all these different variations of conversations. It's almost like back in high school when you say, when you meet somebody, like, man, how many people you had sex with? Like, nobody asks that question anymore when you get adults, but we're not acting like adults anymore, are we? It's like the adults are acting like kids, and the kids are coming out with new different variations of knowledge that adults ain't even open mind to. I watched the kid draw the whole solar system on his parents' floor in the kitchen because he thinking out of this world, you know? But I'm pretty sure after he drew on every damn thing in the kitchen, the floors, the walls, and everything, I'm bet you and they brought him back down to earth, right? But he a kid and he thinking out of this world. He think he about to draw the whole solar system in his house. We don't think like that as adults anymore. We stop thinking. We stopped thinking the impossible. We stopped having the imagination. Someone stripped it from us. Reminds me of the movie The Golden Compass when they were cutting people from their demons because they wanted to manipulate the energy of that. Same thing with Loosh energy. The Muslims. The Muslims push out fear in their holy land. They do all that fighting in their holy land. It's because of the Loosh energy that it builds up inside of people, the fear that builds up. They're manipulating that fear energy. Same thing with Cleopatra's Needle in Great Britain. Great Britain, they're manipulating fear energy. Someone told them the manipulation of that energy was what they needed, and they keep on manipulating it. They don't realize that we're in a different world and the crystals don't operate with that energy anymore. And now they're trying to find what is operating these crystals because they're not in control of mankind anymore. We are under self-governing now. So we have to govern ourselves, right? A lot of people are mixing this self-governing system up with sovereign citizen. A sovereign citizen is not the same as being self-governing, right? A governing of the mental is being self-governing, where you govern your own mental and what it is that you are projecting, right? The sovereign citizen stuff is just a way for you to detach yourself from the Federal Reserve, which in our reality is not a smart thing to do, because if they start kicking people out that ain't got nothing to do with the United States, then all them sovereign citizens, your ass might be gone first because you done gave up your social security number. So I don't know what y'all did with that sovereign citizenship, but guess what? You might have just counted yourself out of a blessing, because y'all jumped the gun. Y'all sat there and want to denounce yourself from America so damn bad. And now that America is being given back to the people, your ass ain't a people of America no more. So all you sovereign citizens out there that got tricked and went for that money and thought that y'all was going to get thousands and millions back if y'all became sovereign citizen and gave y'all social security number back and so on and so forth, and you ain't want to be tied to this corporation anymore, guess what? As this corporation progresses and gets better, your ass ain't a part of it. So remember, y'all ain't a part of this corporation anymore as we fix it, okay? Y'all was cool fucking it up, and y'all was cool when it was all going down. But now it's time to fix America, and everybody want to abandon ship. Everybody, you got Uncle Mike trying to go live in the Philippines. You got Jaguar trying to go live in London. You got the Knot trying to go live in Brazil. Get the fuck out our way while we fix it. Y'all don't get to tear this shit down and sit there and make money off of the backs of us and shit like that, and then go skip country and go live somewhere else like you a god. Get the fuck out the way. Uncle Mike, you don't want to fix the Chicago streets that you live in, but you want to cipher all these damn Philippines over here and make it seem like you a 304 hustler and selling people Filipinos, right? The Knot, you want to sit there and tear down black women as you ask black women for money so you can go live free, and then nobody care about me. You fucking right, we don't care about you. Take your ass to the Philippines, become a porter potty or a porter poppy, whatever the fuck you want to become, but it ain't here in America, obviously, right? And anybody else that's playing on America, you playing on America, you ain't for America, you ain't rocking with America, I get it. But we need to put these 50 states back together, and we need to do it expeditiously. We don't need no damn Canadian bird sitting there trying to tell us that we fucked up people. Damn sure don't need no damn Canadian eating no damn popcorn with a motherfucking bobblehead, letting the dog lick her in the mouth, kitchen looking like a motherfucking mess, sit there and tell me that I'm less of a person. Ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna happen. Woman can't even take out her own trash. Ain't even cleaning up her own house, but trying to clean up America. How the fuck is that possible? Start with your own house first. Clean up your own house before you think you can clean up Black Tea Sector or YouTube. Nobody ordered you over here. All right, so, and then it says 7, souls become more spiritual and wise through progressive lives, right? So as we progress and reincarnate, our souls, also become more wise, right? Very few people are able to recall their past lives, past memories. Now, some people have. You can look up studies of a 3-year-old who predicted, where, she died at. They went and buried, they went and dug the person up. Sure enough, the body was there. She went and pointed out the person that did it. Sure enough, he said, yes, I did it. And they locked his ass up, right? And this is like when you're a child state, you can remember your previous self a lot more. Another situation where a kid remembered that he was a flight pilot, and he remembered that that's how he went, flight, flying a plane. And he was a pilot. He was saying stuff. There was another kid who, said he was a part of a family, and they didn't believe him. And he took his parents back to the house that he was a part of and started, like, pointing out the family members, like, you're my mom and you're this person and you're that person. Right. So there's a lot of things going on down here. Okay. So real quick, let's look at the laws of karma, right? The laws of karma, the great laws. Whatever we put into the universe will come back to us. The law of creation. Life does not happen by itself. We need to make it. We need to make it happen, right? Life doesn't happen by itself. We need to make it happen, right? 3, the laws of humility. One must accept something in order to change it, right? 4, laws of growth. When we change ourselves, our lives follow suit and change. 2. So that's number 4. Our lives change too when we change ourselves, right? This goes back to Socrates' secret of change. Socrates said the secret of change is giving all focus to the you that you want to be, not the you that you was, right? So it says the laws of responsibility. We must take responsibility for what is in our life. A lot of y'all don't take responsibility for what's in your life, right? This is like saying that I'm like this because my mom, because my house, and because I was in this and this happened to me as a kid, and you're not taking responsibility what's in your life, right? That's why a lot of the things that we've been through, trials and tribulations, it was supposed to be a lesson. A lot of people still keep going through that lesson or different variations of it. Sometimes it get worse, because you ain't learned it the first time. So now the universe like, okay, amp it up, make it worse for him, putting the flames up under our feet so we can want to do better. Life is not going to change itself unless we help it along. We got to participate in the changing. A lot of y'all don't want to participate in the change, but can't wait for change to come. A lot of y'all don't want to be the change that y'all want to see, but keep on begging God for change. He gave us the ability to change down here, right? He gave us that ability not to stay the same. Willpower. You have the will to change, right? So you have to want it. A lot of people don't want it. They just say they do, right? So the laws of where was I at? Laws of responsibility. We must take responsibility for what is in our lives. The laws of connection. The past, the present, and the future are all connected. You see that? Past, present, and future all connected. That means all 3 of them exist at the same damn time. If you want to clean up previous timelines, all you have to do is it's not about telling yourself that didn't exist, right? It's about going back, making peace with it within inside yourself, and finding something good out of it, right? If I didn't get those 3 ass whoopings, I probably would have robbed a bank. Right. If my dad wasn't disciplining me, or if my mom wasn't, doing whatever, if I didn't go into foster care, I probably would have ended up a drug dealer, or, pew somebody, or ended up in jail. Right. These are just finding different things to be okay with different situations in your life. Now, I know a lot of people's situations are harder, right? I'm not telling you to be okay with being SA. I'm not telling you to be okay with being molested. I'm not telling you to be okay with these things. Okay. So let's not do the mind manipulation thing where you go and say, oh, he's trying to tell everybody to be okay with people. I'm not. Okay. So you have 7, the laws of focus. We cannot think of 2 different things at the same time. You see that? When you're talking about the laws of focus, we cannot think of 2 different things at the same time. This is why when it comes to like trying to manifest something, this is why I don't like when people play with my mind, right? If we're all focused on the same thing, it will manifest faster, right? But when you see somebody focused on something to bring change, and then you go in with the spirit of confusion and aim to confuse that person, right? You're trying to make that person focus on 2 different things at the same time, so their focus won't bring forth to their reality, whatever it is that they're focused on, right? It's manipulation, coercion of the heart, whereas though whatever man thinketh, one shall be, right? So they manipulate what it is that you're thinking so they can manipulate the energy, right? Sometimes people put your intent or your thought on them. They want to take or put your thought on them, because by doing so, by you thinking about them, it gives them a piece of your intent. And then with that intent, they manipulate what it is that they want to manipulate, right? This is why so much good stuff happened for Jay-Z, Beyonce, so on and so forth, is because we give them our thought, we give them our intention, which allows them to operate like a beehive. Anyway, so the laws of giving hospitality, our behavior should match our thoughts and actions. See, our behavior should match our thoughts and actions. So you got to ask yourself, what are you being a reflection of? If you're a reflection of something, what is that you are reflecting? What are you trying to be? You're reflecting something, right? You're either reflecting or deflecting, right? A lot of people are deflecting, right? That's where you're not accepting all the colors of the light. You're not accepting all the energies of this world. You're deflecting, right? You have to accept, accept the energy, and then you can show what it is that you're reflecting. What energy are you reflecting, right? The same thing that plants go through with photosynthesis. A plant take in all the colors and then it reflects light, because that is the color that it's rejecting, right? So it's green, right? Same thing with us. We're taking in all these energies, and a lot of people are angry because that's the energy that they are portraying, right? A lot of people are portraying a lot of messed up energy in this world, and they're boldly doing it, right? The law of here and now. One cannot be present if they weren't looking backwards, right? Or one cannot be present if they're looking backwards, right? So this is why I say, this is why the Bible say, too much study of books is worries the body, right? Because we're so focused on the past. Look at how many people are fighting the past, right? We're fighting about a book that was written 100 years before any of us existed, right? And you don't know what type of state of mind that person was in that wrote that book. But here we are, after that person is long gone, still fighting over a book, and we don't know what state of mind that person was in, right? That's Willie Lynch right there. Willie Lynch came up with how to enslave mankind for 2,000 years, and it had nothing to do with color. It had everything to do with the mind, mental manipulation, self-enslavement, how to, put somebody into that type of slavery. And you see a lot of people like that right now, right? No matter how much you tell somebody pork is not good for them, they're going to say, well, my grandma ate pork and she lived to be 90. That don't justify whether it's good for you or not. But this is the shit that we tell ourselves just so we can keep on doing what it is that we have habits of doing. A lot of people tell themselves they need a Pepsi in order to get bumps off their face, right? Look how many people smoke cigarettes and say it's helping with stress. No, the shit you were stressing about is still there, and you're still going to have to fix that problem, right? If your car break down, smoking a cigarette ain't fix that damn car. If your relationship's shaky, smoking a cigarette ain't fix that relationship. So really, all we're doing down here is looking for different ways to do what? Soothe our mind. So the real place that we're actually playing in is in our mind. We're just using different things in reality to, soothe that, entertain ourselves, if you would say. So the laws of change, history repeats itself until we learn from it and change our path. See, history will continue to repeat itself until we learn from it and change the path. You're going to have to alter history, right? So history is changing right now, but is it changing for the better? Is it changing for the worse? Are we doing things to usher in a greater history or a lower vibrational history? Because I'm seeing a lot of lower vibrational shit and a lot of lower vibrational people, right? The law of patience and reward. The most valuable rewards require persistence, right? So if you want change to come in your life, you got to be persistent of going after that change. If you want a difference or make a difference, you got to be persistent at it, right? This summer, we are going to take on the driving force, right, of passion, right? We're all going to do stuff that we are passionate about. If you're passionate about helping people, then by God, you should be out there helping people. If you're passionate about arts and craft, then by God, you should be in arts and craft. If you're passionate about the kids and the youth, then by God, smile. Take a group of kids to the park and laugh with them. Whatever it is that you're passionate about, grab hold to it. All right. We're going to be operating in love and passion, and we're going to be persistent at this. Okay. No matter how many times they knock us down, no matter how many times we fall, we're going to get back up and try to be more loving, more caring, more kind. No matter how many times they slap us in the face, no matter how many times they tell us we can't, we're going to keep on showing that we can. We're going to continue to be nice. We're going to let them deal with their own karma. If they want to be mean to us for being loving, that's something they got to deal with. Why should we have to deal with somebody wanting to be mean to us because we want to operate in love, right? Get your return to senders out. We're making change this summer. This is the summer of change right here. Somebody document this. Let this be the start of it and see what we can do collectively. It has to start somewhere, right? Why not us? Now we got to stop asking ourselves, why me? And start asking, why not me? Right? You got to start asking yourself, why not you? Why you can't be the one that changed this world? Why you can't be the one that brings forth change? You can. You can. You will. You've done it before, and you'll do it again. You are the greatest thing in this world. It's not a pharaoh seed out there that's greater than you. He who is in you is greater than reality. You got to get to know that person that's in you. Y'all keep running from that person. Y'all don't want to get to know yourself. Man, there's something great inside of you. We are self-sabotaging ourselves by thinking that we're less. It's time we stop thinking less of ourselves and start thinking great. It's time we stop thinking that it's possible and start thinking that all things is possible. Endless possibilities, multiple avenues. Why? You are a multi-dimensional being. Why not operate like such? You want to stay in one operation, you want to stay in one genre. That's why life becomes boring to a lot of people and they just rather go. Make this shit exciting. Let's turn up. As long as it don't harm nobody else. You know? They said that you can have anything down here you want as long as two things. As long as it don't get in the way or hinder anybody else's journey, and as long as it don't harm anybody else. According to the laws of the universe, you can have whatever you want down here, but you have to follow the laws of the universe. This is why Constantine was punished for the unaliving process, because he didn't follow the laws of the universe. He did something that harmed someone else, and it stopped someone else from moving forward, which is unspeakable, unthinkable law. All right. So listen. Don't be afraid of this journey. I want you to relinquish all levels of fear, because this journey, we could say it's not for the weak, but in reality, no one is weak. You only are what it is that you choose to exhibit. If you choose to exhibit strength, then you are strength. If you choose to exhibit it, you know. So that's why you got to look at these in astrology, right? They had these names of gods in Greek mythology, right? They had the names of gods in Greek mythology, but these were astrology signs. The names of the gods are actually astrology signs. They're just astrology signs for Egyptian astrology, right? So when you got Anubis, right? If you were born May 9th to the 27th, June 29th to July 13th, related signs is Bastet and Isis. So these are two people that actually has something to do with the birth of Horus, right? Bastet is Horus's second mom. They don't really speak about her, but she's like a cat. And she was with Isis. If you look up Horus's second mom, you'll find that name, Bastet, right? They'll tell you that it's a feline energy that was placed inside of mankind. It was placed inside of mankind. Beneficial colors, Sierrian for men, purple for women. To this god with the head of the wild dog is attributed to invention and spread the technology of embalming the dead. Okay. In the jest of roaming dogs, and this goes back to when they said, with the dogs, with the first Jezebel, because Jezebel was a persona. They perceived the Jezebel to be a persona and very promiscuous. She tricked her neighbor into getting the land for her husband because her husband wanted the land. So she got two witnesses and said that the neighbor did something to her. You might be thinking, why is this important? Why is he bringing it up? Right? You don't think it's ironic that these people always want to call for false witnesses, right? When it comes to, saying that they're a good person, it's not their actions that they always point out and that say that they're a good person, right? It's always someone else that they get to come up and lie for them. It's always somebody else. Oh, Perry will tell you I'm a good person. Sherelle will tell you I'm a good person. This is why Christ said you will know him by his actions, his deeds. Ain't nobody gonna have to tell you that this was Christ or this was a good person. You gonna know that shit. And as many lies as they might try to put on him, when he do show you he a good person, he is still going to continue to reflect a good person. So ain't nobody going to have to tell you about it. If anything, people might lie on Christ to tell you he's not a good person, right? But Christ ain't coming with no damn witnesses. All these false ass people out here trying to make it seem like Christ coming with witnesses. What do he need a note for? All right, so rules for manifestation, right? Focus. Notice, focus is a great rule for manifestation. If you're going to manifest something, you're going to need to focus, right? And since it is the Sabbath, we got to throw this knowledge in here. This is a great video for the Sabbath, right? I hope more people watch this today. But if you're going to watch it, throw something at the Cash App, please. We are in motion right now, right? We're in motion. I like a little bit of security, right? I like to see that a little bit of money is coming through the Cash App, make it know that I'm not just doing this for nothing, right? That gives me security. That gives me hope. It allows me to keep, moving forward. Even if you have to throw like $3 at it a day, $5, whatever it is that you throwing at it, right? If you got $20 right now that you wanted to put on the Cash App, just send 5 today, 5 tomorrow, 5 the next day. It just keeps me going just to see it like, okay, boom, I'm changing. All right, people are noticing it. People are responding. People, because that's what it is. And trust me, I'm prepared for every little storyline that they might try to wrap around this, but great things are happening around us, but we got to pour into it, right? And I already showed my camera to show y'all that I'm in a different location. You'll see more proof of what I'm speaking on as you embark on the journey. Rome wasn't built in a day, and the journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step. So let's take that step together. Also, focus. focus very clearly on what you really want, right? One has to focus very clearly on what they really want, right? Actions. Ask the universe, then do the work necessary to achieve your goals, right? If you ask the universe for something, right, you also have to be willing to do the work that comes with that. You know, Cash App is at the bottom of the screen along with the PayPal. Everybody knows the PayPal because Maggie done damn near fucking broadcasted it all on her page for 3 days. So yeah, actions. Your actions must reflect that change. If I ask the universe for courage, if I ask the universe for courage, but don't have the ability to be courageous in the time, if I ask the universe for patience, then I would have to put my body in operations to have that patience, so on and so forth. So whatever it is that you ask the universe, also, you know, be willing to put yourself in the operation to achieve this, right? You can't just ask the universe for change, but don't put your body in operation of change, right? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Shout out to the mods who always looking out. It's like I speak stuff and then they try to type it in and stuff. I appreciate that. Shout out to the mods that make sure they, you know, put in the because the mods be doing so much, man, and I think, you know, on these applications, I think a lot of mods are taken for granted or not, you know, being showed appreciation. So I just want to say, like, shout out to the mods, man. Y'all didn't have to come on this journey. Y'all didn't have to, you know, attach yourself to me. And I know as you move forward, you know, I know a lot of people might attack you, you know, regarding whatever it is that they might be thinking in their mind, because a lot of people are against, you know, masculine energy in this world. So when you put yourself behind a masculine energy or a heterosexual man, you're going to get attacked. And that's the same thing with women too. If you stand as a woman, right? Notice I didn't say feminine energy, right? If you stand as a woman, right, you're probably going through different variations of attacks right now, right? But stay strong. Okay. We got this. You know the change is happening. You feel it. We might not have seen it in the physical yet, but you know what you know. And sometimes that's all you know. All right. So belief what you want will happen and trust the process, right? Believe what you want will happen and trust the process. This is all a part of manifestation, right? Believe what you want will happen and trust the process, right? I believe that people are going to hit the Cash App and send $5, and I'm going to trust that process that somebody will be put in operation to do so. You are a mod on Ralph the Wise. What the fuck is you talking about? Where's this one? Where's this one? Which one is this? That's Energy Atlas. Which one is this? This is Ralph the Wise. Hold on real quick. I'm pretty sure I did. Let me see. Is her name in the chat? Do. Hey, it's Franklin coming over to play. Oh man, I'm so glad I can live in my head. It's just a lovely place up there. It's got unicorns. Did you know unicorns was actually found in Antarctica at one point? They actually have it on the maps, old maps of unicorns being found in Antarctica at one point. Yeah, they found unicorns, and my ADHD is acting up. Attraction. Remember, you attract what you put out into the universe, right? So when you got all these people putting out this negative vibration, low vibrational energy, that's what they're attracting right now. You know, they're attracting that energy back to them. They don't know. Some of them know. That's why they try to put it off on other people. But that's why they don't like us, because they know that in return we're getting that loving energy. See, This is why they wanted you to pour all love into them. But what they were pouring back out there, negative, low vibrational wickedness, right? Telling y'all that y'all dumb. Americans are dumb. Y'all this, y'all that. Not building, right? Everybody in that comment section, we love you, Jaguar. We wish we watching over you, Jaguar. Protect Jaguar. We love you. And Jaguar telling y'all to run y'all head smooth straight into the wall. Think about that. Telling y'all to run y'all head smooth straight into the wall, but also, you know, dang, well, I guess we got to go through the whole process of this trying to put me in some type of feeling, huh? Every time I get on the road, if I'm sitting there doing nothing, manipulative dipping, y'all are sending all types of money through. As soon as y'all see somebody actually in motion and showing y'all what they doing, y'all be like, fuck you. Receive gratefully, acknowledging and accepting what the universe gives you. Whatever the universe gives you, open it, with gratitude, have gratitude with it no matter what. Be grateful for what it is that the universe gives you. Everything else, something to come along, however it works. Everything ain't for everybody. Everything ain't for everybody. And sometimes gratitude goes a long way, right? Release your intentions into the universe and let them go, right? If you got pure intent, release it into the universe, okay? Great things is happening and great things will happen around you, but you have to put yourself in operation to that of which is, right? So you want to receive great things, you want to be a part of great things, you have to put yourself in those forms of operation, all right? Now, I'm fully aware of these different variations of manipulation that comes with this nation. And, we're going to watch. We're going to watch how it unfolds. We're going to watch how it play. And anything else, we're going to try to remain positive no matter how much support we lose, right? Because a lot of people are in this not to support you, but to see you fail, right? And it's funny because some people will build you up just so you can have a higher platform to fall from. You get what I'm saying? So this journey is going to be fun, right? I'm in it for the long haul. I know what it consists of. I know that it's going to have its ups and downs. And I'm just here for the great experience of this thing that we call life. If nobody told you today that they love you, let me be the first, but not the last to tell you that I love you, right? And all things can be achieved through you if you allow it. Right? One's image of oneself should be greater than reality. And we closing out with some songs and some music. So hope to see y'all in the Discord. If not, appreciate y'all for stopping through. We will be doing another live later on today. And yeah, hope to see a lot of you guys in the Discord. If not, y'all know what it is. Be kind, be loving, be respectful. And if you don't get it back in return, that's okay. You're not in charge of how somebody else operate their vessel. Just worry about your own, and the universe will reward you for it.
See what you're doing, Maggie, and I can't get behind it. See what you're doing, Maggie, and I can't get behind it. You hate with your whole chest, baby, you remind me of a little green man looking like slime. So mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me, they love me. We wanna vibe with love is love. And all you haters get left in the dust. So mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Now you telling me to mind my business. When you started your channel to talk about other women, you love to throw a stone and then run and hide. Like it or not, you live your life online. And if I were you, I would wanna die, 'cause it must be hard that you hate the most. We wanna vibe with love is love, and all you haters get left in the dust. So mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. This song's for you too, down at. We see what you're doing and we can't get behind it. We see what you're doing and we can't get behind it. A failed actor, isn't that right? So mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me, they love me. We wanna vibe with love is love, and all you haters get left in the dust. So mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. We wanna vibe with love is.
We've been journeying in the wrong direction this whole time. We've been journeying outside of ourselves. Why?
Rough to wise, talk to him.
It's been a long time on here pushing out knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Maybe this is the year right here. Energy. Go within. There's something inside of you.
We gotta do better collectively, you know?
Right? Energy. Go within. There's something inside of you.
We gotta do better collectively, you know?
Energy. The first stage is realizing that you are. That's the first step. Confront yourself. Realizing that you are. Energy. It's been a long time on here pushing out knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. They can't put negative notions on us.
Anybody would like to join the Discord, they're going to
Great
link in
things
there
is
to the
happening, whether they want to
Discord.
believe it or not. Maybe this is the year right here. This is the year for it right here. Right? Energy. Go within. There's something inside of you.
We gotta do better collectively, you know?
Endless family, together we
Go within. There's something inside of you.
We gotta do better collectively, you know? One's image of oneself should be greater than reality. Don't let nobody tell you that you ain't great, because you are.
rough to wise.
Energy.